Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Beware the Board, a horror podcast where we watch a randomly selected horror movie every week. I'm Bob.
And I'm Ben.
You look like you're about to throw up for a second.
No.
I think you had to burp. I'm sorry.
No, I was just looking at Piper.
Oh, well, yeah, my dog's a menace.
She was punching herself in the face.
She is actually, huh?
Yeah.
What a... God. How have you been, Ben? It's been, a day since I've seen you, I think.
Yeah.
What changed? Anything new in your life?
I'm not recording at 8 a.m. again. So
No,
that's
it's
pretty
actually a normal time. God damn. It's so nice to actually be recording on a normal day for the first time in what? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
Something like that.
We haven't recorded on a weekend in a while. We've been recording early in the morning.
'Cause,
We've been busy.
yeah.
Life stuff.
Weddings.
Shit happens. Weddings. Yeah.
That's-
Father's Day.
That's been the main one. But, like, we've also been doing a lot of our separate series for convention prep.
Yeah.
Basically, all gets recorded at 8 a.m.
Yeah, because we can't really... It's hard to schedule, man. It's hard.
We can't do 6 movies in a day.
Yeah. I wish we could. Well, actually, I don't want to say that. I think our cap is probably like 3
Yeah.
in a day because they take like about 3 hours to record. So if we do 3, it's like 9 hours. That's a full
Mhm.
work day. So
It's a long time.
it's a long time. And it's a whole lot of bullshit too. Normally,
Oh, yeah.
like technical problems, dog problems.
I thought you meant what we say.
Oh, that too. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of that. Ben pulling up random YouTube videos when you're about to start the podcast.
No, that's your fault. You take too long.
That's never my fault.
Always your fault.
You always get so distracted. I'll be like, we'll be between like recording the post, like we'll be finish the movie. I'll go to our program to record the post movie, and in the 30 seconds it takes me to go over there, save the file, and reopen a new window. Ben has opened Reels on his Instagram or something, and is just scrolling through them. I'm like,
No.
was it YouTube
It's
Shorts?
usually full YouTube videos.
Something.
Sometimes it's YouTube Shorts.
I'm just like, Ben, you couldn't have waited 15 seconds. We're about to start the next half of the podcast.
Right, but if I wait 15 seconds, then I have to wait an hour and a half. See?
Ridiculous.
Makes sense.
No. Anyway, do you have anything you want to talk about before we get into the movie? Any horror news that you heard about recently? Because normally we talk about that kind of stuff on the show. I don't have anything super recent that I've heard about that I'm interested to talk about on the show.
Not really. I mean, there's always a bunch of movies coming out, but
Yeah,
nothing
I
that
mean-
stands out to me.
Nothing, me either. I think the stuff that I've talked about recently or the stuff that I wanted to talk about recently I've already talked about, so it's whatever.
I mean, there's a Kickstarter going on right now for a Friday the 13th 2 game. Not Friday the 13th. Halloween 2 game.
And I have already given the money.
Yeah.
Oh, I sent it to you and said, I need this.
No,
Like,
you didn't. You sent it to me and you said, I need it!
Yeah, in all caps, because I do. It's fantastic. Fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Still upset about Halloween 2 from Rob Zombie. Worst Rob Zombie film. Worst Halloween film. Trump's Halloween 3.
Which is the best Halloween film.
I hate you. It's fine. Well, we have nothing to talk about. What category should I pick, Benjamin? It's a good question, isn't it?
You've done all the categories. So you've done your 1, 2, 3 thing like you always do.
Yeah. I'm actually quite enticed to pick haunted houses again because of how good The Haunting was, but I'm not going to. Not this time. I think Swamps was fine. Studio 666, which was in Fear the Music, was funny. So I'm going to go with Fear the Music. Fuck it.
Okay.
I'm going to see what we get from this one. Because I think what I'm going to learn from this experience is the movies in this category are all going to be very different because they're tied the loosest together. If that makes sense.
Sure.
Like Studio 666 is 666. I can't say 666. I keep fucking it up.
You just said it perfectly there.
Well, I took the time to think. Is a very... I'm just saying, like, that movie feels like an outlier in that kind of category where everything else is going to be super different from that. And I want something different. So... Because, if I pick haunted houses, it's going to be a haunted house movie. I know
Mhm.
that. If I pick swamps, we're going to be in a swamp. But if I pick this, I'm kind of just going in blind. Except for music is tied to the horror in some way. Which is a much more loose theme than location, I guess.
Okay.
If that makes sense?
Sure.
Okay. So, I'm going to pick... What do I have left?
2 and 3.
2 and 3. I'm going to pick spot number 2. Fuck it.
Okay. Today, we are going to be watching Deathgasm.
Oh, I've heard of this.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it, but I've heard of this. Okay.
You've heard the name Deathgasm?
Yes. Like, that's familiar.
Could it just be the word Deathgasm? Just sounds familiar to you? Because it's a combination of two words, specifically death and orgasm.
No. I've heard this before, but I don't know where from, and I can't pin it in my mind.
Okay.
Interesting. I don't know what to say, excited to watch this, but the name interests me.
All right, fair enough. It's a 2015 film.
Oh, that's fairly
so it's
new.
Newer. Description. It's fucking metal. There we go. How's that for a description?
Oh, this movie's going to be awesome.
It's an hour and 26 minutes long.
Oh, my God. The first time we record on a normal day in fucking 3 weeks, and the movie's not an hour and 40 fucking minutes.
Yeah. It's weird how that works.
Bullshit. I'm still mad about it.
Not rated.
Fantastic.
Review scores. IMDb gave it a 6.3 out of 10.
Okay.
Tomato meter's 88%.
Okay.
And audience scores a 66%.
We're starting out the day hot, Ben.
For awards, it has 15 wins and 10 nominations.
Let's fucking go! Good movie!
Yeah, it is.
Woo!
I've seen this before. Shockingly enough, I really enjoy it.
If you
it's
can't
fun.
tell, this is our first recording of the day, and I'm really excited to start off with a fun-sounding movie.
And you'll notice that the energy will slowly drop as the day progresses.
Yeah, by the last movie, The Dead, we might be asleep. I won't be. Actually, I will tell you this on recording. I meant to tell you, I have monsters in the fridge that you can have one of.
Oh.
If we need it later.
Okay. Hulk out.
Yeah.
All right, notable actors. I'm going to say this right now. You're probably not going to know any of these people. Well, you'll know maybe some of them, but barely.
Okay.
So, first one. Milo Cawthorn as Brody. He was Hadley in Guns Akimbo. James Joshua Blake as Zach with 2 Ks, no C.
Ew.
He's Tony Gloss in Hot Rob, which was a short. Kimberly Crossman as Medina Darcy. She was Kit Kat from Smilf.
What the fuck is Smilf?
She was on 4 episodes from 2017 to 2019.
What is that? Do you know?
So it's all caps, Smilf.
Okay, so
And
it's like
I'm
an
pretty
acronym.
sure it's sexy mom I'd like to fuck, I'd assume.
Okay.
I don't actually know.
All right.
But it's just an S added to MILF.
Okay.
So, Smilf.
Interesting.
Delaney Tambrun as Shauna. She was Melinda in Northspur. Stephen Ure as Ricky Daggers. He's Howard in X. He's also Gorbag in Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. You know old Gorbag.
Not off the top of my head.
You know, if you were a Lord of the Rings fan, you probably would.
I mean, I've seen the movies. I haven't read the books.
Jodie Rimmer as Aunt Mary. She was the voice of the mother in Turbo Kid. Enroll Shand as Byron. He was Lieutenant Wormsley in The Water Horse.
No.
Okay.
I don't watch movies.
Kate Elliott as Abigail. She's DSS Jess Savage from The Gulf. She's been on all 14 episodes from 2019 to 2021.
Okay.
She's the main character of that show.
Oh, okay.
And then Cameron Rhodes as Mr. Cappenhurst. He was Farmer Maggot in The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring.
God, Lord of the Ring actors. No, I don't know any of those.
They're smaller ones.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of those were also TV actors too, and I don't watch a lot of TV.
A good amount of them. Just smaller.
Like the only TV I really watch is I don't know, big streaming shows.
Fair enough. Bad TV, too.
Oh yeah, bad TV. I love bad TV. I love terrible TV. It's my favorite thing.
Bob loves MILF Manor.
I've seen every episode.
That's a cultural milestone that no one will remember.
Yep.
You can make your own spin-off show, Smilf Manor.
Smilf Manor. Well, you said Smilf, and I was like, maybe I'll watch that because I like MILF Manor.
Well, that's a comedy. Like, it's a show.
Oh, maybe it'll actually be good, unlike MILF Manor.
Writer and director, Jason Howden. Same guy.
Okay.
He also directed and wrote Guns Akimbo in 2019.
Oh, okay.
From what I could tell, he doesn't necessarily direct and write a lot, but he is in, the movie business pretty heavily.
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot of visual effects.
Oh, that's really cool.
So he did visual effects for both The Avengers and The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring.
Oh, that makes sense. He probably knew these actors from those projects.
That or the fact that this film's from New Zealand,
That helps.
and that could also be the reason why.
What is Guns Akimbo? Do you know what that is? That seems familiar to my
Well, you're probably
knowledge.
thinking Guns Akimbo, which is the thing where you just run with 2 handguns.
No, I know, but I then
in like a video game.
yeah.
And
But
you
I
play
didn't know
those.
if you knew what that movie was or how what it what. That name is really familiar, but I think I saw like ads for that movie or something.
Oh, you know why you saw ads for that movie?
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, it's
Yep,
the meme
that's
where he's
exactly-
holding the 2
yep.
guns.
I thought that was Guns Akimbo, but I didn't want to say it because I would have felt stupid if I was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones where he has guns duct taped to his hands.
It's got Guns Akimbo.
Yeah, that's. I haven't seen that, but I've heard it's actually really good.
Yeah, same guy.
Okay, super cool.
This film is also known as Heavy Metal Apocalypse. That was like the video box title for the U.S.
Okay.
I don't know why, because it's Deathgasm literally everywhere except that one place.
Why would the U.S. change it from Deathgasm?
Not even the U.S. The video box title released here
That's
changed
really
it.
weird.
Stuff like that happens. Tagline. Evil is coming.
Oh God. I think
It's C-O-M, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you say you know. It could have been either or.
It could have been either or. I would assume they wouldn't go that hard. I'm gonna be real.
They named the film Deathgasm.
I know, but they wouldn't.
They
go-
would. I'm just telling you now.
I can already tell. I'm probably gonna enjoy this movie, but I'm probably gonna be wildly uncomfortable the whole time.
No, I think you're going to be having the best time ever.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
We're
We'll
going to
see.
come out of this movie and you're going to be like, I already bought a Blu-ray.
You think it's one of those situations, huh? Awesome. That's exciting. This category slaps.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen the movie, and I'm excited.
All right, facts. I got 2.
Okay.
Because I couldn't find a lot on this film. Because it's like an independent indie
Yeah.
horror film.
It's also from New Zealand, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, there's not a lot of New Zealand horror films.
Yeah.
Or at least in the mainstream. Lots of indie stuff, but...
I feel like we've got a lot of stuff from Australia and New Zealand on the show already, and it's kind of cool. It's really enjoyable.
Well, it helps when there's basically... there's only like 5 or so, like, countries that speak English that produce, like, big horror movies.
Yeah.
The UK, which, you know, a couple different places, but
Mhm.
the UK, Canada, America,
Yeah.
Australia, and New Zealand.
I mean, I
A
don't
lot
mind.
of people group those together, though, so...
Yeah, I don't mind watching like stuff in other languages. So
I don't either, but it just... There's a reason we've seen these places.
fair enough.
All right, so the film was inspired by Howden's teenage years, more specifically the fact that he was a social outcast and really into heavy metal.
Oh my god.
So he kind of did some basis there in real life. And then the other one, and this is the closest I could come to finding out anything about budgeting or how much money this film made. So the film won the 2013 Make My Horror Movie contest and received 200,000 New Zealand dollars prize to go forward with production.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool. People liked it so much that they won an award and got money to make the movie.
I guess the concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
I don't know how that award works.
I don't
Because
either.
assumedly it was a contest. I'm not sure if he had a script
I don't
and
know.
he sent it in, or if he just did a video and he was super pumped up and like, yeah.
I mean, they might have just had like an early concept cut of the film or something that
Maybe.
they showed, and then they got more money to make it better.
All right, well, that's all I got for now.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll see you guys after the movie. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We just finished watching Deathgasm. What'd you think, Benjamin?
I mean, it's a movie, you know?
Damn. Oh, my God.
That was funny for us because I was very high energy before that.
Yeah, about 15 seconds later, Ben was screaming at me.
No, I mean, I like it. It's a goofy kind of horror comedy
Yeah, it's fun.
mixed with just like a very grungy heavy metal aesthetic, but in the most like comic booky way possible.
Yeah. That's a very good way to describe it. I didn't even think about that. It reminds me of Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's what like the transitions, the way they use like sketches and stuff in the transitions and whatnot.
Yeah, let me sell this movie for you right now then. If you like Scott Pilgrim, but if you wanted there to be more heavy metal,
Nudity.
nudity, and demonic bullshit,
Yeah.
this is right up your alley.
I thought this during the movie, but I didn't want to say it. You said this. I would have loved this movie so much more if I'd seen it when I was younger.
Oh yeah.
Because the humor is so crude that some of it I was just like, "Ugh, that doesn't land anymore. But I saw this when I was 15. Oh my God, I'd be laughing.
No,
my
this
ass
is
off.
not a high art film. This
No.
is a let me go have a night with the boys where we drink like a kegger.
Yeah, and then watch this movie because it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is. And I think it delivers on that greatly.
Or you're 15 and your parents don't care what you watch.
Fair enough. Something we need to bring up
Yeah.
before we move on. Because I don't want them to see the outtake and then not have context.
Which outtake?
The thing you said as soon as all the main characters showed up.
Oh. So this film is actually about 4 different Bobs. In fact, it's one Bob separated into 4 different people that if you combined, you would get Bob Ultra.
Ben said that, and I agree mostly. But the last one, I'm just like, no, I refuse.
The dark part of Bob
The
is
darkness.
Zach.
I can't believe it.
They took the Z, the A, and the double K's from your name, and they put it to the side.
God damn it.
So yeah, if you hear us throughout this, our outtakes, or just when we're discuss Bob 1, 2, 3, or 4. Just so you know, Bob 1 is Brody,
Yeah.
Bob 2 is Dion, Bob
Okay.
3 is Giles, and Bob 4 is Zach.
Yeah.
Zach sucks.
Zach sucks. Zach
Bob 4
sucks
sucks.
so hard. Which is
Yeah.
why I don't like that you keep comparing him to me, because
Yeah, but each time I compared him in the movie, you'd be like, I wouldn't do any of the things he does. And then you go, well, maybe some of it.
maybe there was one very specific thing that he does, and I go, I would definitely do that. But,
That's why
whatever.
he's only a fourth of you.
Yeah. That's fair. Fair
He's
enough.
like, you ever watch Power Rangers?
Yeah.
You know when they go Mighty Morphin?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's like
Okay.
your left leg.
Okay. Fair enough, I guess.
Or no, I guess he's Zach. He's your left hand.
Okay.
Like your left arm.
Yeah. That makes sense. Do we have anything else we want to talk about before we describe this movie?
No, I mean, this is one of those films where you can get spoilers and still have a good time.
Yeah,
Because it's all gore. This is a gory movie.
it's gross movie,
Now-
dude.
The first half is like basically a comedy.
Yeah.
And then the second half's the horror movie. So, like, just a heads up on that. But when the horror hits, the gore hits hard.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, this isn't a suspenseful, scary movie. This is a
No.
gross out movie.
Which is fun. I liked it.
Yeah.
Very much fits the metal aesthetic, too. Like, you can't make a metal movie and not just do gross, like, disgusting
No.
shit.
Yeah.
You have to, because that's part of it, man.
Kind of, in some ways, reminded me of Heavy Metal, that animated movie.
Yeah, it reminded me of Studio 666,
Just, like,
too.
the
Comparably.
aesthetic. And, yeah, I mean, the premise is very similar to Studio 666.
Yeah. Man, I love how when we started this episode, I went, maybe I'll get a bunch of different stuff in this category, and then we get two
know!
very similar movies
were
in
like-
a row.
Yeah, I mean, I think having music be involved with the horror is a really broad way to have a category, and I was like, yeah, that's what this category is. We got the exact same movie again.
Not the same movie, similar concept, but this is more.
I don't know, Bob. Let's say we've seen 2 movies where music summons demons. Spoilers, guys.
The third movie. No, I would say compared to Studio 666, this is a lot more overtly funny. Like
This
it's
is an
trying a
actual
lot harder
movie.
to be funny, I guess.
Yeah,
And it's also just the humor's a lot more crass.
right.
Studio 666 had crass humor, but this is like over the top. Like I don't want to say anything about some particular stuff, but like Jesus Christ, there's a whole scene with some weapons that are not normal weapons.
Yeah, they're improvised.
Improvised weapons, yeah. And that's something I'm like, I won't spoil that because it's funny. We might talk about it later if it comes up, but you want to describe this movie, Ben?
Okay, I guess I'll be pretty quick on this.
There's not a lot to describe, man.
Basically, Bob 1 moves to town because his mom is in a psych ward now, and he's really into heavy metal. Well, any type of, like, punk style thing.
Punk and
And-
metal are different, but okay.
I did that because I knew you'd argue with me.
Because it makes me mad, man.
And Bob 1 moves in with his super religious uncle and his wife and his cousin, who's a dick.
His cousin sucks.
Just like the local bully.
Yeah.
The super Christian local bully.
Super Christian local bully.
And life sucks for him. He doesn't have any friends except for he meets Bob 2 and Bob 3. Bob 2 is a D&D nerd with no social skills. And Bob 3, fat pervert?
Don't
Basically,
say that.
Basically, that's his character.
Oh my god.
And they're all kind of losers together.
Yeah.
Life isn't going great until Bob 1 meets Bob 4. And you know what? Bob 1 thinks Bob 4 is real cool.
You know, at the beginning of the movie, he's okay.
Yeah. He's like super, I don't know, punk.
Yeah, he's definitely
Punk not as music, but like as an
individual.
Yeah. And Bob 1 and Bob 4 quickly become best friends and form the half Bob, as you know, Bob 2 and 3 are their own half Bob.
Yeah.
Is this confusing for anyone? I hope it's not.
I would have just used the character names, but you've gone on this train and we're taking it all the way there.
I can use character names again.
We're committed. You've committed to the bit.
Okay. So Bob 1, 2, 3, and 4 then decide to form a full Bob known as Deathgasm.
A band, if you will.
Or a band.
A band of
if
Bobs.
you really want to call it that. It's like a band of brothers, but
I've never seen that movie.
But yeah, so Deathgasm Bob is a band, and they end up finding these music pages that are written in Latin, and it's for summoning demons. And they play the music, and guess what happens, Bob?
What, Ben?
You don't have to guess because you were there. All 4 parts of you. But they summon demons that basically start inhabiting like the residents of the town.
Yeah.
And
I think my favorite demon was Terry.
Yeah, we get to see the most Terry.
I think
Terry's
so
funny.
Funny.
He's a character in the background. He's the lackey of the cousin bully.
Yeah.
Very funny.
It's so good. Every time Terry delivers a line, I laughed so fucking hard because he would deliver the most crass insults with the most monotone voice. There's a moment where he just goes, "Your mom's a psycho," and walks away. It's just like, why, Terry?
But
So good.
Yeah, the town's inhabited by demons, and the Bobs, plus the romantic lead, basically decide, oh, we got to stop it. How do we stop it? I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah.
And that's the movie.
That's the movie. Them trying to stop the demon incursion.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's real fun. This is a hard one.
This is a hard one because there's no depth.
No, it's just watching people fuck up deep. I think one of the coolest parts of this film is the improvised weapons they come up with.
Oh, yeah.
Like, at one point, as I was spoiling all the shit, they just, like, they take a weed eater and run barbed wire through it instead of fucking, like, weed eater string. It's so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I mean, really what this movie is it's a concept, and then it's handled very stylistically. Like we said, it's that whole comic book kind of style.
Yeah.
Where it's just like there's kind of a narrator, which is Brody, Bob 1, just talking about what's happened, and there's like these transitions that are hand-drawn.
They're really cool.
Bunch of stuff like that, mixed with good practical effects and crass humor.
Yeah.
And that's really all the film is. Like, this is not a, like, best film ever.
No.
But it knows what it's doing, and it goes for it really well.
Yeah. It knows exactly what you're watching the movie for, and it gives you everything you want.
Mm-hmm.
And it hits all the notes you like.
Yeah.
I was surprised, actually, by how good some of the practicals were, to be honest.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
kind of worried they would be bad.
No, all the practical effects in this film are very, very good.
Yeah,
I
they're
thought.
super good.
They're not, like, realistic practicals.
No.
They're the really over-the-top, like, gory, bloody practicals. In
Yeah.
fact, it's so insane sometimes it reminds me of playing, like, the new Doom games.
That's
But
really fucking funny.
It matches the aesthetic of this movie.
Absolutely,
Like, these
it
aren't
does.
like serious zombies getting chopped in half.
No.
It's like over the top metal music video zombies getting it chopped in half.
with ridiculous weapons and tools.
I mean, I don't know. I think everything the film does, it does fairly well.
Yeah.
The only real issues I had were occasionally they use CGI
And it's not amazing.
and it doesn't look good. However, if it had been 2015,
Yeah.
it would have looked a lot better.
Fair enough.
Because it's been 8, almost 9 years.
Listen, I'll tell you this right now. I saw The Flash recently in theaters, and the CGI in this is better than that.
Mm-hmm. And it
So-
doesn't look bad. It's more like poor lighting CGI where you can tell
Yeah.
they didn't have the best like background for it.
They also don't overuse it when they don't have to.
No, it gets used to like. I really only noticed it like once or twice.
I only saw it a couple times, and it was like they had to use CGI. They couldn't have done that for real, so it's fine.
Fine. My only like actual big issue with this whole film, because like anything that would normally be wrong with it is stylistic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was some costuming with one of the bigger demons at the end.
Oh yeah,
I just
Yeah,
did a visual thing for Bob that looked really cheesy.
it looks pretty goofy.
But we were talking about it during the movie, and we are like, I think that's a specific directorial choice to make it look cheesy like that
Yeah,
because it's a part of the aesthetic.
it's because this movie, while it has some character drama throughout, is a very goofy movie.
Yeah.
So if they were to make some of the stuff look like
Go really hard. And
go
like
really hard, make it look really good, it wouldn't fit the aesthetic of the film. And
Yeah.
It would clash really hard. So I get why they did it, but it still looks goofy.
Right. But that was fine.
It's fine.
My only big issue, some of the scenes are not poorly lit,
I absolutely had that problem too.
and so it's just hard to see.
Mm-hmm. Like there was a whole scene where a bunch of people had guns, and I was like, they have guns? I couldn't see any of those guns in the dark.
Yeah. This isn't what was that film that was really bad with lighting?
Halloween 2. No,
Was-
Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Was that Halloween 2?
Yes.
Okay, you're right. It's not Halloween 2 lighting bad. Where
No,
I
it's
can't see
not at all.
anything that's going on. It was just like I had to look at it kind of closely.
Yeah, and it was only very specific scenes too, and not for long periods of time.
Yeah, and the scenes that were poorly lit, it made sense in the context of the movie for them to be poorly lit,
Yeah, for sure.
which worked for me. However, it's one of those things where, well, it makes sense. I do want to be able to see what's happening.
Exactly, because I'm watching a movie. This isn't real life.
So, on that note, well, it doesn't detract from the film. If you were going to watch this, I would highly suggest you're in a place that's like pitch black.
Yeah.
Where we're watching it right now isn't pitch black, and I'm pretty sure that if it was pitch black in here, it would have been fine.
Really?
Yeah, because it's a little light in here, and I could basically see. It was just a little hard.
Yeah, I mean, the only light we're really getting is from my monitor and up there by the window
Yeah,
where I can't
but it was
cover it.
just enough that I think if it had been pitch black in here, would have been fine.
Okay.
So if you're watching somewhere that isn't like completely dark when you watch this film, so like if it isn't nighttime when you're watching it, I'd recommend turning up the brightness on whatever you're watching it on, and I think that should solve the issue. Because this isn't so dark that the camera didn't pick it up. It's just kind of dark. See, the only other thing I have to talk about, and I do want to mention this, I don't necessarily want to discuss it too much because, like, spoilers for the movie.
Fair enough.
But Bob 4, Zach,
Oh, he sucks.
dick.
He sucks so much.
Sucks
I actually
so
think
much.
he sucks so bad that it made he sucks so much that I don't like some of the stuff they did with him, and he kind of took away from the film for me.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. It's like he does some stuff in the later half of this movie that make you hate him.
Hate him. He
But
sucks.
It's to the point that you don't enjoy watching him on screen.
No, I don't even like him being cool.
And it takes away from a lot of the impact with his character and the scenes he has on screen to the point where it's like, I don't care.
Yeah, same. I genuinely don't.
And having seen this a couple times on rewatch, it's definitely one of those moments of, well, I already know he's a dick,
Yeah.
so I still don't like him. And so the scenes that make him likable in the beginning are no longer likable.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Like, I get why the scenes that make him unlikable are in the movie.
They absolutely make sense.
They make sense for the plot, and I think they're necessary.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
However, I think it's a big issue to have such a big character fill that role of being just like the uber dick that you want to hate.
Yeah. That's fair.
Because they make him basically the Deutero antagonist
Mm-hmm.
because he's Brody's best friend, Bob 1. And it just doesn't work.
It doesn't work. They tried to do some stuff with him at the end of the film that I'm just like, it just doesn't work with how much of a dickbag he is.
They really needed Zach to be like one of the tertiary members in Deathgasm
Yeah.
instead, and then have either Giles, Bob 3, or Dion, Bob 2, be the best friend character.
Yeah. I think Dion would have
And I think
better.
it felt like it was going to be Dion at the
At
very
the beginning,
of
yeah,
the movie.
I was like, oh, it's Dion and this guy. Awesome.
Which I think would have worked so much better as a narrative flow.
Yeah.
Because then you have your antagonistic character at the end of the movie be just a kind of tertiary character, so he doesn't have to be center stage and everything.
Yeah. It works a lot better. It would work a lot better, I think. But I think then they'd have to cut some of the Zack scenes out and move some stuff around.
It would change the whole premise of the last half of this movie.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. But I thought I should mention it because it is a big takeaway for me.
It is for me, too. That's one of the only things that I really didn't like.
For
Other
that-
than that, I like this movie.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's fun. Again, not a lot there. But it is good on rewatch. Not all the time. But it's just a fun, let me put this on in the background movie.
You know who I should show this movie to?
Who?
Big metalhead. Cotton. Cotton would love this
Okay.
movie. He's probably seen it, actually. Now, you know what? I'm going to text him when we're done. Find out, 'cause
Okay.
he's probably seen it.
All right. Do you have anything to say?
I don't think so. Do you have any talking points?
I got one.
Okay.
So, a sequel titled Deathgasm Part 2, Gormageddon,
Holy shit. Awesome.
was revealed on the 16th of December 2015. And when asked about the film, Howden, so the director, said that, and I'm quoting here, there is literally more gore in the first 10 minutes than the entire first Deathgasm. If you kind of like the first, this will make your head implode. If you thought the first Deathgasm was puerile, juvenile, and dumb, then Gormageddon will melt your face off and force you to barricade yourself inside, safe with Terrence Malick and Coldplay.
Oh my god.
Which I think is both a cool quote about this film, but also a good description of Deathgasm in general. Of
Yeah.
puerile, juvenile, and dumb. However,
Oh.
on January 31st, 2021, Howden tweeted that the film was rejected by the New Zealand Film Commission Board, so the production would not go ahead.
That sucks, man.
Yeah. I thought I'd build you up and then tear you
Damn.
down.
The fact that he said there was more gore in the first 10 minutes of the second movie than there was in this entire movie says a lot, because there's a fuckload in this movie.
It does, but it makes sense because, as I said earlier, all the gore and horror happens in the second half, and I'd
Yeah.
almost say it's the third act. So, like, the last third of the film is when gore actually starts.
That's fair.
And even that, it's mostly focused on the back end of that 1/3.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, while this film is really, really bloody, and we remember it that way because it's the last thing you see, there's not that much.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Sucks that they're not actually going to make a second one, because I would definitely watch it.
Yeah.
Man, that blows.
All right. You want to do recommendations?
Sure.
Okay.
Kind of a short one, but I mean, there's not really a lot to talk about this one. Fun
Yeah.
movie.
That happens, but I'm glad we watched it.
Oh, for sure. I'm so glad we watched it. Now I know why I've heard of it, because I was definitely in high school at some point, and someone mentioned it, and I went, I'm not gonna watch that.
I'm not going to watch that. I don't think it would have scared you in high school.
It probably would have.
I mean, maybe, but it's not
Probably
that bad.
would have. I'm scared of everything, Benjamin.
All right. You want to go ahead?
Recommendations. Good movie for blood and guts. Blood specifically. And
Yeah.
some good guts. I will say there's a really good guts scene that I enjoyed.
They look slimy.
If you're into metal, the metal they play in this movie is actually cool. And, like, there's a lot of really funny metal references. And, like, the metal aesthetic is something they nail really hard, and it's really cool. And there's a lot of, like, cultural metal stuff that they bring up. Like corpse paint and stuff. It's super interesting. Let's see. If you want something... This is funny. At the end of the movie, it suggested that we watch Hot Fuzz next, which I think is a very apt take on the humor in this film.
Not exactly, but I get where you're going
Yeah,
there.
you see what I'm saying? Like, it's a similar vibe, I guess. Kinda.
Maybe a little bit.
Like we mentioned, if you like Scott Pilgrim, this gives Scott Pilgrim vibes hard with, like, the way they do transitions and stuff, and the way they do, like, I would almost say character design. Like, the way the characters act and the way they're written
Yeah.
and the way they're portrayed. And also the way it's shot.
They're essentially like caricatures.
Yeah, exactly. I think those are my 4 recommendations. I think that's all I got.
Okay. Let's see. I think if you want to see a very metal movie, that's the best way I can describe it. Like punk metal, that kind of thing, that focuses both on that aesthetic but also that culture. It's worth a watch. It's a lot of fun if you just want to kind of rock on. That's the way I'm going to just say that. Again, if you want something that's a little bit more comic book like, like Scott Pilgrim, where it's this very just interesting aesthetic, it's also worth a watch for that. And those both combine perfectly, I think.
Oh, for sure.
To build something that is basically like a hard rock version of Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and if it was a horror movie. With that being said, I think my biggest recommendations are, A, if you like horror comedies, because this is mostly a comedy movie.
Yeah, a majority.
Light horror with some character drama stuff. But I think my big recommendation here, at least from the horror part, is if you're a fan of like Evil Dead, it might be worth checking out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the demons in this movie, at least in some ways, kind of remind me of Deadites. Not entirely, just a little bit.
Huh.
But it's also enough like horror comedy, or some of those movies kind of have some similarities.
Okay.
So I thought I should mention it.
I've never seen Evil Dead, so you know.
No, you haven't. On that note, I guess we can move on to rating.
Okay. Here's where I have a problem.
Yeah.
Because this movie's, I like this movie, but I'm gonna compare it to Studio 666 again. I think I like that one more, but I think that's just because I think the humor matches the aesthetic they were going for. I don't think some of the jokes land all the time.
Yeah.
Some of the jokes are just like obligatory dick joke for no reason.
Well, okay, you say that. A lot of the humor in this movie comes from the fact that all these actors talk like they are literally 16, 17-year-old loser punk kids.
Which they're supposed to be.
So I don't even think it's jokes so much as it's just character dialogue.
And it's funny a lot of the time, but some of the jokes just don't hit the same.
Fair.
Like I think they should. And that kind of and then the whole Zach thing just kind of not ruins. It doesn't ruin the movie. It definitely hinders the back half of the film greatly for me.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to give it 3.5. Because
Okay.
I think it hits everything you want from a movie like this. A movie that is in the metal aesthetic. It's bloody. It's gross. The practicals look good. I think the writing is quite good because there's a lot of follow-through stuff that you see, like, that they hint at and then they bring back.
Oh, yeah.
And
Some
it's
great
like-
follow-through.
Really good. Like something very... Oh, never mind. I'm not going to say that. That's a spoiler. I'll save it for never. You're never going to hear it. Go watch the movie. There's a lot of really good follow-through stuff which I really like. I like all the characters except for Zach. I think Dion's really funny. I think Giles is funny. I like Medina. She's actually quite badass with the axe and stuff.
Oh, yeah. By far the most competent character in the film.
By far.
For no reason.
And it's awesome.
It's so cool.
And I like Brody as like protagonist.
He's actually sympathetic,
Yeah, he is. It's
which
super
is
good.
interesting.
I like the way the demons look. I think the demons are just goofy enough and not over the top. Like I think Terry just entertains me.
Terry is by far the best demon, but that's because he's the only one with characterization.
Yeah. But like
He has very early on when he's a demon, one scene where he has a normal conversation with Brody and Brody doesn't react.
and it's so cuz he just floats into frame.
Like slides sideways.
It's so good. But I think they do a good job of making the demons goofy enough without making them overtly like unscary, I guess.
It matches the horror comedy aspect.
It matches the horror comedy. It's very well done. So yeah, 3.5. I think it goes above and beyond those aspects, but I think some things hinder the film.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. Like I'm gonna give it a 3.5 as well because I enjoy this film, but I'm not sure if there's like a lot of rewatch potential.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like it's a fun watch, and it's a very fun watch with friends who've never seen it before, especially if you're in that really just kind of like jokey, over the top mood. However, there's a lot of minor issues with it that really take away from the enjoyment because, like Bob said, the writing's really well done, the aesthetic's really well done, the music in the background's really well done. There's a reason I'm giving it, that 0.5 on top of a 3, which is that it meets expectations. So it does better than what it should, essentially.
Absolutely.
However, like the issues with Zach, like they're integral to the plot, but they do such a good job at making him a shitty character that you hate that it makes part of the film really hard to watch.
Yeah.
Or the fact that there's this really fun switch up into a gory horror movie at the end, but it comes right at the end. So it's like, where was this the rest of the film?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the deaths and fighting scenes don't seem really well paced. Like things happen out of nowhere sometimes, or they go on for way too long. It's a bunch of minor stuff that really adds up, but it keeps it from getting a 4.
Yeah. I was this close to giving it a 4.
Yeah, it's a close one for me. But I think for me, because it's my third time around, it takes away from the enjoyment a little bit more.
Totally fair.
I think it's because I know the whole why Zach's a dick.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to enjoy those early scenes as much. But yeah, 3.5.
Anything else?
Nah, I guess let's go to the outtakes. I'm pretty sure we might have a bunch.
God damn it. Yeah, I guess we'll see you guys after about 15 fucking minutes of outtakes or whatever the fuck it comes out to. It's gonna be long.
Woo!
Woohoo! Hello, everybody. Welcome to the outtake section for this episode of Beware the Board. I hope you're enjoying our review of Deathgasm so far. I think the movie's super freaking fun. I love the metal aesthetic. I love metal, so this is a really, really cool movie for me. But if you do not want any spoilers from the outtakes, please skip to 47 minutes and 14 seconds immediately. This next clip is Ben and I laughing about a joke Terry made making fun of Brody, and also meeting 2/3 of the whole Bob. Just the casual. He said that like it was nothing. That was funny. His mom's a psycho.
That kid has a dice holder on his belt.
Wait, hold on. Does he actually?
He has a dice bag.
It's kind of awesome.
No, it's not, Bob.
Shut up. Yes, it is.
It looks like a chalk bag you have for rock climbing. Not
I'd
cool.
have it.
I know you would. That's my point.
Yeah. This is like if you split me in half. Isn't it?
I just like the statement, these two dudes are if Bob was split in half.
Yeah. It's my two halves. Awkward nerd man. And look at. What was I doing yesterday? You some bitch? Uh-huh.
Oh, no, it's the third Bob.
Got him. This next clip is me refuting the fact that Zach is 1/4 of me, and then him immediately doing something that I would probably do. Nah, not 4 of me, 3 of me only. Well, hold on. What was he doing just a second ago? This next clip is our reaction to watching Deathgasm try and make a cool metal music video. You can tell how awful Giles feels. He does not want to be there.
Yeah, he had to drag the drum set here.
I know. Why does Dion still have a tie on?
Because Dion's just doing this because his friends are.
Fair enough.
And I think he thinks it's silly goofy.
Jerking the sword off! Fucking everyone else laugh.
He very clearly doesn't understand.
This next clip is Ben and I's reaction to watching Deathgasm play the Black Hymn for the very first time. Oh, that's so cool. The blood, like, coming out of the front of the fucking bass drum on the front of the drum kit is so rad. This next clip is Ben and I's reaction to the effect Deathgasm playing the Black Hymn for the second time has had on the town of Grey Point. He seems unfazed by this. What? That's so scary. What the fuck? Thanks, Terry.
This just must be normal Terry behavior.
Terry doesn't slide on and off screen randomly.
He kind of does.
Yes. Is that the doctor, Mr. Whatever, or not the doctor, the... Oh. Oh. That's his name, Mr. Capenhurst. He just like shit blood everywhere. This next clip is Ben and I reacting to one of the first fights that Deathgasm gets into with the demons. Oh! The fucking, like, hand grinder like that? That's so fucking grody. Oh, right in his face. Hell yeah. Oh. Oh, just dropped a fucking engine block on his chest. That's awesome.
This next clip is my reaction to Giles and Dion being very underprepared for the demon apocalypse.
Oh no. God, Giles and Dion, what are you doing? Is Dion wearing Hulk gloves like they're gonna do anything? That'll just make his punches hurt less. Oh no. Hey. Giles is a fucking paintball gun. Oh my. Oh, he's loading it with fucking dice.
Yeah, who brings a dice purse?
I mean, that would definitely, like, go through people. It would definitely hurt, yeah. It helped. It slowed him down a little bit.
This next clip is Ben and I's reaction to the deaths of Dion and Giles.
That's what I'm saying. How the fuck does Dion get lost? He was right behind you guys. Oh my god.
It's fucking Dion.
Jesus Christ. Swing the sword, idiot. Oh my god. He sucks. Oh. Oh, spine still attached. That was a pretty sick kill. Get him, Giles. Oh no. Well, there go Giles' arms. Fuck. I was kind of hoping some of them would make it.
This next clip is Ben asking me a question and me just giving an honest answer.
Aren't you so sad about Zach?
Nah. He sucks. Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the outtakes, however long it was. I don't fucking know. God. I know there are some definite good ones. I know I definitely got some real good ones in there. Because there are some moments in that movie where I was just losing my marbles. Just laughing my ass off. So, do we have any announcements, Ben?
Yeah, we're doing more of those special convention prep movies again this week, as we are going to be doing every week, basically, until the convention.
Until the convention, yeah.
As we announced on those episodes, because that's where we've been doing it, we're watching The Crazies, both the original one and the remake. So the original is coming out tomorrow on Saturday, and the remake is coming out on Monday.
Yep.
So if that's something that sounds interesting, or you're keeping up with that series we're doing, you can go check those out.
Absolutely. I don't think we have anything else, right? I think there's only two things.
That's it for announcements.
No holidays coming up. Well, shit.
Yeah, no holidays coming up.
4th of July.
Maybe there's a holiday coming up.
Well, there'll be a movie out on 4th of July, probably.
Maybe. I don't know.
We'll figure it. I mean, we didn't announce Father's Day because we forgot. So I'm
Yeah.
just trying to cover our bases on this one.
We'll figure it
In
out.
case we forget, there might be a 4th of July movie.
You know how you'll find out?
If there's a movie out on the 4th
Yeah.
of July, if an episode drops. There probably will be. Okay, well, if that's it, then check us out on Twitter, @BewareTheBoard. It's where I post everything about the show, updates about the show, announcements, anything you want to know about the show, it goes on our Twitter. On Mondays, except for last Monday because I forgot, I post a spoiler post for that week's worth of episodes, which is basically a hidden picture in a tweet that you can click to reveal to see what the movie is for the week. So you can watch it before we do, so you don't get any spoilers when we talk about the movie. And when we're being all vague about stuff, you kind of get what we're talking about. Maybe it makes it more enjoyable for you. I don't know. Never done it because I'm on the podcast. On days the episodes go live, I drop a link to the episode. So if you ever miss an upload or wonder when something came out, it'll be on our Twitter. Basically, everything you need to know about the show goes on our Twitter. Check it out.
If you want to check out the podcast, we are everywhere you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever. We're also on YouTube if you want to watch us there for whatever reason. If you're watching us on YouTube, that is a great place to give us support because, like, we can see it. So, you know, like, subscribe. You can also comment there. It's like one of the two places where you can communicate with us. With Twitter being the other one, it's really good for doing that. And it's a great place to give us, like, movie recommendations. if you are going to give us a movie recommendation, just don't be hitting Bob in the face with some flaccid movie recommendations, you know?
God damn it.
Don't want him to be upset or get something like the sadness again and not understand.
Oh my god. At least he clarified. At
Yeah.
least I wasn't like worried about him. For
You
too
were
long.
worried for a while.
Well, a day. I saw him literally the next day, and I was like, "Are you okay?"
All right.
God.
Yeah, also, we're going to be posting YouTube Shorts soon. The superior version of short form content that comes out of this podcast.
I don't have
So-
any YouTube Shorts ready.
Eventually, they
'Cause
will come.
It's so hard to get clips that are under a minute.
Do a
dude.
better job.
It's difficult actually. One of them I make can be YouTube Short
Ha-ha!
because it's only 20 seconds long.
But also, you can check those out on TikTok. Bob has a TikTok that he runs for this podcast.
Yeah.
So he's very proud of those. So
I am. They're fun to make too.
go watch them for him. Not
Yeah.
for me. I don't care.
I know you don't care, Ben, because you always shit on it. Yeah, check us out on TikTok. I post clips from the show on TikTok. If TikTok's your platform, check us out. Ben had a good suggestion, and I might start doing it. I might start re-scrubbing old episodes for new content, basically, and pulling stuff that I didn't use for the original episode.
Basically, sometimes Bob screams unintelligibly, and there's no context for it, so it doesn't really work for an outtake.
Yeah.
And I told him maybe you could just take those and have just a random garbled scream.
For TikTok, because it's funny. I'll try it out. We'll see. I do actually have a couple TikToks ready. I know I haven't posted one in a minute, but Ben and I have to screen them because I make them, and then sometimes Ben says no. Because
You know-
sometimes I include TikToks that are a little too far.
You know, you made a comment about not posting them, but between recording and the day this comes out,
There
you
might
could-
be some.
You could have posted.
Maybe. We'll see.
All right.
Depends on if you accept my TikToks, man.
I'm going to deny them to keep up with continuity.
Fair enough. Some of them you might not like. Some of them I think are funny, but you might not think are funny. It just depends. I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see you guys next time.